Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we're discussing this week's college football schedule. I know it's not really later when I do this. I had no time to literally do anything yesterday, so I'll have this one and probably the NFL video coming out this today. If not, I'll post it really early tomorrow on Saturday. But let's discuss this week's college football matchups. And first up, arguably most important one of the week is at noon. First thing listed on here, number 7, Penn State travels to play Ohio State, who's ranked number 3 in the country. Penn State's had no huge test yet, especially when compared to the teams that Ohio State has had to play. Main one is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is pretty good, especially in South Bend. They're a very good team to play there. For Ohio State to win that game the way they did on the last second, that shows that they're a gritty team that can hold up late in games, especially defensively. This is a battle of a defense. If this score doesn't get over 50 combined by both points, then I would not be surprised. Because I know Penn State's offense is great, but this Ohio State's defense is arguably the best in the country. This defense is ridiculously good. Same thing for Penn State. I know you got Marvin Harrison Jr. I get that. They have a great receiving core, but this defense is one of the best in the country. So it's got to watch out for that. Heading to this year, I had Penn State winning this one. I have no real reason why to change that. I believe with the new quarterback that Penn State has, other than Sean Clifford, that lets them have more opportunities to win big games. No offense to Sean Clifford, but you're not a big team. You're not a big game quarterback, in my opinion. Or at least was. I'm going to give Drew Allar more favor in this one. I think Penn State's going to end up winning this one. Then you have UCF traveling to play number 6 ranked Oklahoma. Oklahoma should be able to take care of business. Shouldn't be that close. UCF has been iffy this year. After the loss to Baylor, they've just gone downhill. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Excuse me. And then, interesting one. Number 22, Air Force travels to play Navy. I'm pretty sure Air Force may have their quarterback in this one. I don't think Navy's that good of a team, at least in football. Hopefully your Navy's good. And because of that, I think that your starting quarterback, their offense is simple enough for Air Force. They'd probably run the same plays, the first reps and the second reps. I got Air Force winning this one. It shouldn't be super difficult. And then another noon o'clock game, so in the noon, we have Mississippi State at Arkansas. Arkansas has lost a lot of close games. Mississippi State's lost a lot of blowouts. Yeah, I got to go with Arkansas on that one. And then we're going to travel down a little bit. We're going to have at 3:30. At 3:30, we got Washington State, who's just now unranked, playing at number 9, Oregon. This is the worst game, the first team have to place in the Pac-12 when it comes to losing a game. You have to redeem yourself this week. Oregon's on that same road too. Washington State has played terrible. They got obliterated by Arizona by 38 points. What happened? They scored only 6 points. What happened, Washington State? Falling down. Oregon, they're going to probably get the revenge. Bo Nix going to go crazy against this team. I got Oregon winning this one. Probably going to be in a blowout if I had to pick. Then, in my opinion, the game of the week, I'm going to be biased when I say this, but it's number 17 ranked Tennessee traveling down to play number 11 ranked Alabama, because both seasons are on the line here. Bama's not making the playoffs if you have 2 losses. Tennessee for sure ain't making the playoffs when they have 2 losses. This is a humongous game. It's going to come down to the wire probably, based off how these teams are so evenly matched. If it doesn't come down to the last 5 minutes of the game, I'd be pretty surprised. A lot of Bama games have, a lot of Tennessee games have. I think Tennessee's going to be able to win this one. Check out the Tennessee video if you want more information on why I feel that way. But, quick review. I believe Tennessee's defense will make enough plays, and I think people are really underrating how good this run game is and how many plays this run game can make. And because of that, I think that'll make a big difference. And Alabama always gets penalties, no matter where they are. If they're at home or on the road, they always seem to get some penalties, which I think will make a difference. Like last year, not to that level. 17 penalties like they had last year was ridiculous. Interesting seeing how much of a difference this game is from last year. Last year it was going to be a shootout, and we knew that heading into it. And then this year it's going to probably be a low-scoring game. We're knowing that heading into it. Then we have South Carolina traveling to play number 20 Missouri. Missouri, if they win this game, in the top. They could get as high as number 16, 15, I would say. a 7-1 Missouri team if they win this one. I think they will win this one. South Carolina, I think, has to be somewhat demoralized after they lost to Florida the way they did. At home, up by 10 in the fourth quarter, and you blow that game. You cannot afford that, Beamer. Shane Beamer. This defense sucks. This defense is awful at South Carolina. And then University of North Texas travels to play at number 23 Tulane. Tulane is looking good. Their only loss this year is to Ole Miss, so it's good to see them back in the top 25. I got Tulane winning this one. And then Minnesota plays at number 24 ranked Iowa. Both teams are not. They're fun teams to watch, in my opinion, unless we love defensive battles. This game is going to be low scoring like always. I bet Iowa's going to win this one because they have a very good home crowd and a very good home environment that always seems to help them in bigger games. And then you have a little delay period for another big game of some sort. And then, not really much. You have a lot of games at 3:30 that kind of just like could be important for some situations, like Pitt versus Wake Forest, Oklahoma State versus West Virginia, stuff like that. But then you head down to number 8, Texas travels to play at Houston. Houston's not that good this year. The last I remember Houston being really good, like really, really good at football, was in 2016, 2015, 2016. I'm pretty sure they got up to rank number 5, number 3 in the country after they beat Oklahoma. It was really weird. It was a really weird time. But I got Texas winning this one. Quinn Ewers will just be too much for this team. They really want to make more statement wins, knowing how they lost Oklahoma. Proving that they can be beat. Texas fans are going to have to answer a lot of this stuff, but how do you feel about your team now after losing Oklahoma, knowing that you only have one loss? That you only have one loss you could possibly have this year, where you're going to miss the playoffs, almost a guarantee. And knowing that you're probably going to have to play them again. How confident do you feel about that? I would not feel that confident if I was them. But granted, I'm not a Texas fan. Then you got Virginia traveling to play number 10, North Carolina. North Carolina has taken very good care of their schedule, I guess, but they've taken care of business. They've just dominated every game they've had. They have won, not every game. They had a closing with Appalachian State, but that's early on in the year. And Appalachian State always gives everyone a good run for their money in the Power 5. North Carolina, they're going to win this one. Let's get it. And then number 13, did I just say let's get it? What's wrong with it? Why did I say that? Number 13, Ole Miss travels to play at Auburn. Auburn's a weird place to play at, but what's not weird, is really weird, is their offense. Their offense sucks. They're really weird. They only run the ball, never seem to pass. I don't know what's wrong with this team. Actually, I do know. The quarterback situation is really weird. I thought Peyton Thorne would be throwing the ball more. Hugh Freeze running an offense I would not expect to be working at Auburn. But they're trying it out, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be good for Auburn. I got Ole Miss win this one. Their defense hasn't looked great either. If they run this with their defense like being really good, then that's something. But their defense is nothing special at all, in my opinion at least. And then our big rivalry, another one, added on to Alabama versus Tennessee, is number 2 ranked Michigan traveling to play Michigan State. Last time they played Michigan State, Kenneth Walker ran for 5 touchdowns and they won. Last year, Michigan State fans, I think, literally got arrested for beating up a Michigan player after the game. Michigan State players are just, I don't know. Michigan State's in a big debacle this year. Their coach got fired for Mel Tucker got fired for some stuff happening, and then there were some allegations of stuff, and then they blew a lead. 18-point lead in the fourth quarter against Rutgers. That's ridiculous. Nothing's looking good here. This is going to be an NBC. I got Michigan destroying them. I'm in PJ Fickle, the person that's the... What's the one? I forgot the coach's name for Minnesota. It might have been him. He is literally said this is the best team he's ever seen in college football. And he's been coaching for a while. He's been on some good Minnesota teams too. So this is a lot to say talking about Michigan. Then you have number 16 ranked Duke playing at number 4 ranked Florida State. People think this game might be close. No, it will not. I got Florida State dominating this one. I think Florida State's actually really good. I think these are one of these teams that plays a little bit low expectation-wise until they play a very big game. And when they play a very big game, they step up to big game expectations, like when they played LSU. Clemson on the road, a little bit different. I think for home environments, it'll be very much better than that than other ones. Then number 14th ranked Utah versus number 18 ranked USC. Utah seem to have USC's number. USC's come out with a big loss against Notre Dame. Big stuff in this game. This rides a lot about the Pac-12, what's going to finish out this year as. And right now, if I had to pick one, I'd pick USC. Because Utah's not a great road team, but USC is a pretty good home team. If this was at Utah, I'd have Utah winning this one, but I think Caleb Williams would be enough. And Utah's offense is not great. I think that'd be working in USC's favor since they don't have to play a spectacular defensive game to be able to win. And then Clemson at Miami. Both teams are in the debacles right now. Clemson's underratedly done solid. And I got Clemson win this one. I think Miami's going downhill. It's going to be at the end of the year really debating Mark Cristobal should be the head coach. It's going to get to that point. And then Arizona State travels up to play number 5 ranked Washington. Washington's going to prove why they're ranked number 5. If they already haven't already. To a lot of people, they're in a situation that if Ohio State loses, which is possible, they could fill in. They could move up even more. You're gonna got to break your way, but you only be in the top 4 at the end of the year. These teams are going to beat each other. They're going to beat each other like the Big Ten stuff. Ohio State and Michigan have to play each other. Penn State have to play both of them. They'll somehow, if they keep winning, they'll be in the playoffs, no without a doubt. And they deserve it. They would deserve it. And then the last one, number 25 ranked UCLA plays at Stanford. Stanford's coming off a huge win against Colorado, 29-point comeback. In the second half, one of the best wide receiver performances ever by number 13. I forgot his name, but you might know who the dude's name is. He's phenomenal. He single-handedly might have just got drafted in the NFL based off that performance, which, if that's the case, he deserves heavily. That was a great performance. Watch that live. It was ridiculous. And then UCLA's coming off a loss against Oregon State. They've had some big losses this year, but granted, this is a freshman quarterback. He should be able to take care of business in this game. I think Chip Kelly's going to have good enough game plan and offensive firepower to be able to win this one. I got UCLA winning this one, and their defense will be good enough too. So yeah, leave it in the comments what you feel about this. Hope you all have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.